Hi everyone, it's Deb. Welcome back to week 3 of Crafty Christmas Collab hosted by Bourbon Creek Crafts. I'm working ahead because this month is really super busy for me, so that's why I'm a little confused on the weeks. But this is week 3, and before I show you what I have, I will just let you know that at the end of week 3, out of the 48 full-size pages in this paper pad, which is called Always Christmas, you've seen me use it in weeks 1 and 2 on the 3rd and the 10th. I now have 22 full-size sheets left, and still have some cut-aparts. I'm hoping to finish them in week 4. And then as far as big scraps, I have just what I'll call, and that's not really big, but to me these are kind of big scraps. And I have, well, I have one more little piece of red, and the rest are I mean, some can be used for cards and things, but most of them are I've used in other, like they're smaller strips or pieces. Okay, so let me show you what I've done. I went a little different. I probably didn't do as much as I have the prior 2 weeks, but these still took a little bit of time to make. So let me, without further ado, show you. This is week 3. Like, what are those, Deb? Well, they are accordion style tea bag holders. Now these will also fit those Ghirardelli chocolate treats, and I'm probably going to be making more of these because I made these specifically for my neighbors, because we exchange gifts at Christmas time, usually on Christmas Eve day, and I'm always rushing around last minute to get them something, so now I'm prepared, although I think I have to make 2 more because I think I forgot 2 people. And there's a group home on our street. We don't usually swap with them. But anyway, so I'm thinking I'm going to stick with the tea bags with the neighbors, because I know at least one of them can't have chocolate and things like that. So, and a lot of my neighbors are kind of on health kicks, which is a good thing. And I figure the teas are something that aren't too bad if they go off their health kick thing. So I did use 1 full sheet of this paper. I used most of another sheet of the red with the gold stars for the accordions there. This, I think I didn't count this paper, but this was the last of 2 of these sheets, and I don't think I counted it last week, so I'm counting that as a full sheet this week. But the accordions on this plaid and this holly were leftover scraps from no, this is not the same as the poinsettia. This is white with holly. That was left over from week 2. And then I'm using Stampin' Up! Products. I did use one of the layering circles framelits for most of these, but these 2 I stamped too close to the last ones of these, so I ended up using the I think it was the Timeless Label Punch, and I just lopped off the ends on here because I didn't like the way it looked with a lot of white space there. So that is this one and this one. And then I'm also using the Cup of Christmas, and I did use this stamp, Sending You a Cup of Cheer, and I didn't stamp anything else, although one of the cups, this one, has a stamped poinsettia that had already been stamped and colored and die cut, so I just used it. But mostly I used the dies, and I used the white Walmart 110-pound cardstock I've been using, and Stampin' Up's Cherry Cobbler for the tops or the backgrounds on these 2, and the tops on these 4. And also here for the berries. And then this actually is a scrap from this paper that I cut them out of. And here are the dies. Sorry. I love this set. I love it, love it, love it. And this stamp set has the reversible mugs, which I've done some really cute Christmas cards in one of my lives about a month and a half or so ago. So go check that out if you haven't seen that. And where I learned how to do this, I actually was looking for other ideas, because I've made tea bag holders in the past, but they only fit like 2 tea bags. It's like a double pocket tea bag holder, and I wanted to give my neighbors more than that. So this holds 6 tea bags in the accordion, as you can see here. I've got these, I love these teas. They are by Timothy, and I have to get them on Amazon. The first time I bought these, I bought them at the Christmas tree shop store one Christmas, and they were for us, but I loved them so much, and then I couldn't find them last year anywhere. Well, after Christmas I found them on Amazon, you know, like earlier this year. So I bought 1 or 2 boxes of them. In fact, I would like to get another one. It has 4 varieties, but I only use 3. So I put in Holiday Blend. It smells so good, I'll tell you. Peppermint Ginger. Smells good. And Silent Night, and I used 2 of each of those in here. And then the ones that have the poinsettias on, I'm using this Garden Green double stitched ribbon, which is in Stampin' Up's holiday catalog for 2019. And then on these, I'm using the Cherry Cobbler, Cherry Cobbler, where does it say? Diagonal stripe ribbon. And it's really pretty because one side is dark with white, and then one side is more white with the dark. But either way, it looks good. And I'm just tying, and what she did is just tied a single knot through it, because that way, you're not using any more than like 6 inches of ribbon, which is what I figured out after I did the first 2 and cut way too much ribbon off. In fact, 6 inches. This is a 6-inch piece. I will probably cut some of that off as well, because I think it's just a little bit too long. And then also what I did is I used the detailed trio punch to put the hole in. It's a little oval hole. And on the green ones, I also used this part, decorative, and the rounder. And I did that on one of the poinsettia ones too, but most of the poinsettia ones, I just used the rounder part. So there's 3 things on here, but I used the oval hole in all of them. Here's the decorative part, and then the corner rounding. So you can see that a little bit. And I did the decorative part on this one too, but I didn't like it because it takes away from the design, if you will, or you can't see it really as much anyway. So I stopped doing that. And yeah, oh, and I colored in the little leaves on this with the it's out of the Many Marvelous Markers collection, which has all the colors except the in colors in it, all the color families for Stampin' Up. This is Garden Green, so I used that, and the Cherry Cobbler just to color the little leaves and the dots on each of the stamped labels. And that's it, guys. It's not hard to make it. There's a couple things you have to watch out for, like when you're doing the accordion, I didn't use any patterns that had to be right side up or, you know, right side up. In the example the lady did, who was it? I think she's still a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but it was a video from 2016, which I will put down at the bottom underneath the collaborator list. Anyway, if you're doing it with paper that has direction, you need to make sure when you're putting this together that you have your accordions right side up, and also on the outside, if it's you know, that you have the right side of the paper facing out on both sides. Didn't matter as far as the right side here, because I knew the white side was not the right side, so I managed to get that right. And I just used let me take this one apart. Inside each of these, I think on the green ones, I actually On the green ones, I used cherry cobbler cardstock, but if you can see the dividers here, that is a piece of Stampin' Up! Cardstock. And in this one, I actually used real red because I thought it more closely matched this, and I think it did. But actually, these poinsettias are more cherry cobbler, so that's the ink I used. But I think it looks fine with that on the side. So I think they came out cute. And if I was going to make them with the candies in, which I probably will make some, I'll probably change this stamp to Sweet Christmas Wishes. So I may make a few of those as well, and I may on some of them in the future stamp these little holly berries or this little thing here. Like on this one, could have used something across the top, right? Yeah, so anyway, I think they came out really cute. I hope you like them and give them a try. And I think also, and probably not for this collab because I'm not going to have time, but I will probably be trying to resize these and maybe make it 4 pockets and put hot cocoa in. I like the idea of that accordion. So I'm going to try and enlarge the whole thing. This is 3 inches by 10 inches. So it's 3, 6. No, that's not right. Let me see. It's 3 inches across by, it's 10. So it has to be, oops, I can never do that right. 4. It's like 4 1/4 an inch. A little over an inch, I think, 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches, and then 4 1/4 again. So yeah, 10 inches altogether from here. So this is 3 by, I'm pretty sure 3, yeah, 3 by 10. And then this is leftover strips of, I cut them to 3/4 inch. You could make them 1 inch or 1/2 inch, but I think 3/4 looks nice on there. So yeah, 3/4 inch I think looks best. And you can vary them however you want. This is a leftover piece, like I said, from, I used the same plaid that was in here, and that was leftover. And they're not glued onto the bottom here, they're just glued onto the back and the front. You do have to take your time when you're doing that and make sure they line up good. I think one of them, this one, I think it sticks out a little bit, and I got it just off a little bit. I think this might have been cut a little narrow actually, because the other one seemed to fit perfectly. Anyway, so these were scraps. This one here was also a scrap of the same paper as here, and then these all were scraps of this paper. So I tried to use up, you know, what I had, so I don't have as many scraps left. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and give it a try. And if you've made this kind of thing for hot cocoa packets, let me know, and then I definitely will be making more of these for the holidays. All right guys, 15 minutes. I'll talk to you soon. Hugs, love, and peace.